Joining me on the Southwest Initiative is Mr. George Akinola, Chairman, Yoruba World Congress, Lagos chapter. I'd like to thank you for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me.
First, there was a rally that held yesterday, Lagos. Several reports said that some of the protesters were not allowed into, I believe, the Gani Faremi
Freedom Park?
Freedom Park, exactly. What happened? Let's hear your account of what happened.
Yeah, when we got to the venue, police were everywhere. With over 25 vehicles, over 1,000 police personnel. A lot of our members were intimidated and they turned back. But I, as the leader, I went to the commanding officer and I told him I told him about our mission, and he said we're free to enter. So we went to the entrance and we were barred again. Successive attempts to get us inside failed. So we held our rally outside the fence, and we addressed the world press outside,
So with that attitude coming from Lagos State, I mean, they did have their brief from the Commander-in-Chief of Lagos. This is being assumed. Does that tell you that perhaps Amotekun has started on a fragile note and that maybe some Southwest governors are not happy with it or are not in support of it?
The police is being controlled by the federal agencies. So even though it's in the Constitution that the governor is the chief security officer, it's a lie. The Constitution has told a lot of lies about itself. So that's a lie. We were disturbed. We were barred from entering. But we held our rally nonetheless, in front of them, beside them. Because we're not running away from anybody. This is Yoruba land.
So looking at several comments, especially that coming from the APC leader, Bola Tinubu, on this matter, saying that perhaps it kicked off on a delicate note, saying, there should have been discussions with the AGF, perhaps the state governors didn't go about this the right way. What's your take?
I think that's begging the question. When they were setting up Hisba in Kano, did they have to go and have a meeting with Southwest people? When they were having this civilian JTF in the Northeast, did they have to ask us for permission to do it? Do we not need permission before we decide to protect ourselves when the police has evidently failed? And we are not doing this in secret. We called the police. We called all the security agencies to various meetings. So this was not done behind anybody's back. But we shouldn't see that we should stop all this insolence and this disrespect for the Yorubas in Nigeria. Whatever we have done to protect ourselves. And we are doing it in conjunction with the whole security apparatus of Nigeria. If anybody feels intimidated, instead of you to go on air and say this is illegal, this is banned, by the way, the Attorney General doesn't have the authority to do that. What you should have done was to have called the people. The governors are superior to the Attorney General. You should have called them and had meetings with them and tried to fashion this out. But it seems to be the Attorney General of one part of the country, and that's unacceptable.
The federal government's position, and this is also coming from the Attorney General of the Federation, is that the second schedule, item 17, deals with defense. It's a matter exclusive operational competence of the federal government of Nigeria. No other authority at the state level, whether executive or legislature, has the legal authority over defense. And security is also a matter in that regards. Do you think this is going to go to court? I mean, because we're having several protests. What do you think the protests will get, Amotekun, the initiative?
Okay, first of all, let me tell you, we're talking about security of lives and properties. Fundamental right to life. That is, you can't argue with that. It's inalienable. The governors are supposed to be, according to the Constitution, that is very deficient in so many aspects. The Constitution says the governors are the chief security officers, on one hand. On the other hand, you are saying something is in the exclusive legislative list. If it's on the exclusive legislative list, why are you putting the security of the states under the governors? And the governors now have said this is what they want to do to protect their people. If the government of Nigeria, represented by the Attorney General, because the governors and the executive, they are in coordinate, they have coordinate powers. Nobody has executive power the other. They should go to court. This is an initiative by our governors. We put them in place. We voted for them. If anybody says what they are doing is not right, then go to court. Not that you just come out and issue a fiat and say it is illegal. He doesn't have the right. The Attorney General of Nigeria does not have the right to do that. He can only interpret laws for the government that he represents. But he cannot say something is illegal because the law is not the Attorney General.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you, Mr. George Akinola, Chairman, Yoruba World Congress, Lagos chapter, for joining us at this time.